on TV, online, and on your smartphone. This is Ticker News.
Right now, this is Ticker News Insight.
Hello and welcome back to Ticker News Insight. I'm Vinay Ozdemir. Now, collaboration in a business is crucial for effectiveness. It's an art that Robert Donaldson says it's forgotten. Well, let's bring in him from Collaborative Strategies Consulting. Thank you for your time, Robert. Let's dive straight in. Let's talk about effectiveness. What do you mean by this when you say that employees and their bosses, turn into making them into highly effective human beings? Let's go straight through that.
Sure. First of all, thanks for having me. If you train employees to be very skillful, that works out pretty well. But if you start with training them to how to be highly effective humans, they'll come back as super employees. So let me just explain that. How people collaborate and how they build relationships and how they become problem solvers or innovators. The fact is these are things, skills that nobody learns as a child at home or at school or even in their adult life. So once again, if you can teach people how to collaborate and how to build relationships and how to solve problems or innovate, they become a much more enhanced human being. Their personal lives change much for the better. And then they come back and they're a super employee. So once again, I'm not making this stuff up. Science has proved us out time and time again. Focus on the human first, and the super employee will show up.
Absolutely. Now, Rob, can you give me some examples of what it means to turn that employee or their boss into, that highly effective human? What does that mean in this situation? I mean, we've talked about how that is really important for running a business and it's essential for them to be part of it. But what does that actually mean?
Sure. Let me give you a really good example that I return to over and over again. Most of your middle managers will volunteer the fact that they have problems showing up on their desk that they think their team should have solved. I was at a couple of conferences last year, and I asked the question of a very large group of leaders, are problems showing up on your desk that you think should have been solved by your team? And of course, there was an ocean of hands risen up. And lo and behold, when I asked them, so how is your problem-solving training, course going, and so you can get those problems solved lower in your organization? And I was just met with an ocean of blank stares. Okay, so you can see what's happening here. People get through life without being very good problem solvers, but when they show up at work, that really starts to show up. And so when you teach somebody how to become a very good step-by-step problem solver and how to avoid problems, their personal and their professional life grows astronomically. So this is just one example of many categories of you placing skills into the people that work for you that come back to you in ways that are just phenomenal.
Now, Rob, how does that turn into, taking an employee into a highly effective human? You spoke about earlier about problem solving. How does that make a company better? And is that correct? How is that possible in terms of looking at the company layout and processes,
Sure.
of course?
Sure. Good question. Once again, when you teach people how to collaborate, there's a lot of things that start to happen. And one of the things that starts to happen is they start to have a more enjoyable work experience. We call that job satisfaction, right? And so once again, they're not taught how to collaborate in school or in their childhood or even in their adult life. They don't actually have that skill set. So when you can give them that collaborative skill set, and it's designed according to the operating rules of the human brain. Again, I'm not making this stuff up. It's pure science. The fact is how they experience the workplace changes. They become part owners of the outcome. So they're more concerned about making sure the right stuff's getting done. They start to see themselves as becoming part of something larger than themselves. And when that happens to a human, productivity goes up, job satisfaction goes up, and customer service goes up, quite frankly. And given it enough time, revenues and stock prices go up too. So it's all based on science.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see how working with people in that dynamic and really influencing them to be the better selves to reach towards that audience. Bob, just quickly, how can people reach out to you and get a hold of you in case they're interested to talk with you?
Yeah, I would love to see it. The Lost Art of Collaboration.com. thelostartofcollaboration.com. You put in a search, I'll pop right to the top. That website kind of tells you what's going on. It offers some free training. And if you toggle to the bottom of the website, you can book a call with me. And I would love to see you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
All right. Thanks for the invite.
That's the program for now. For more, head to our website at tickernews.co. I'll see you soon.